Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, Fairy Tail. Kind of took a note from Sword Art this week. They're like, hey, you do that too? You guys just go out and, put videos out that just build up a huge, disgusting battle that's about to just take place, pretty much within even the next video. Dang, the heat is perfect, my teammate, bro. Um, it's funny to me that these like animes now are like beyond afraid of just taking their time, fleshing out something that could be more important than they understand in the future, and because of that, it gives the audience more of a chance to kind of just get a feel out of what the show was trying to convey, because I feel like a lot of times some like battles and things that are supposed to be like really big in some shows can miss the mark simply from like a dialogue like weird exchange, like all it takes is, oh yeah, what if Natsu just says he had the technique and then they're like, okay, we're good, let's go to war, and then they started fighting, like it feels like it would have just been like a little bit lackluster if that's how the overall thing like came out to be. But by seeing all of this, dang, I couldn't even guard edge that. By seeing all this come out and like pretty much explain verbatim like what we're going to be seeing sooner or later, it was enjoyable to me, and I think that we'll probably get like maybe more of how Zareth came to, acquire, like, get any of these people even on their side, or like what was it that made them join, and just like the guy who's supposedly the number one person for our side, like what made him feel like he should just switch over and give no cares about all of the people that he's leaving behind and stuff like that. So, um, that's what I feel like these animes nowadays are not afraid to do, and that's the aspect that I actually truly enjoy, is because sometimes that could be easily missed. Like I didn't see why that guy still switched over the way that he did. So there's things in the air of Fairy Tail that sure they weren't like touched up upon, but because of that, there's still a chance for them to get into a battle with that person and be like, hey, what was your reasoning for this? And then they explain, So not only did they get Mavis's whole entire like existence of why she's in the Lacrima, and like even seeing why it even had a maybe had an effect on her. Jeez, he's so aggressive. Um, it was cool, but at the same time, it was really felt like it was drawing out because, she starts crying and thinks that it's a sin and stuff, and just by seeing all the Fairy Tail members there and standing up and, not really turning an eye to you from hearing what they're hearing, she should have got the idea that they care and don't really, um, necessarily look down upon her for what she's telling them. But at the same time, just knowing that Zareth is in control of someone like August, who pretty much gives Makarov like chills and would turn him pale white just thinking about him. That's pretty sketch. Like I understand Zareth is immortal, so not only can he not die by like natural means, he pretty much can then tank, like every attack you throw at him, and then you think the fight's over, and then he just wakes back up. You're exhausted, and then he just finishes you. Like not to mention the fact that supposedly by being close to him, you're also supposed to like die. But that's the other only real thing that kind of got weird about it is if he knows the concept of love or whatever, or he was just walking around a forest and things were dying, I think it was more due to them not having like a capability of withstanding it or something. I'm not really sure, but whatever the case is, it pretty much like alienated him, like he alienated himself from everybody. But after he kind of like figured out that hey, I could just play a simulate. Like Mavis supposedly was dead, but her heart was beating. So really, what this curse did to Mavis was put her into an endless sleep. So pretty much death in Zarev's eyes because she will sleep forever as he will roam the world forever. And it makes a lot of sense why we're seeing her body like manifest because that's what like Fairy Heart does. Um, it's like an infinite amount of magic, or like a type of magic, and it makes a lot of sense why Zareth would want something like that. With the true threat coming along, like this is what I'm talking about. Build up gods, like this is actually ridiculous. Not only is the true threat coming, um, an agnologia, but we have a war that's going to take place as if agnologia doesn't exist, and then in the hindsights of it all, someone's been preparing for that agnologia approach this whole time, and the other people have no clue, So it's getting ridiculous in Fairy Tale World, but this guy is actually a ridiculous aggro. I did not think he would be this crazy. But what I was going with the overall narrative of just seeing this whole like episode build upon what even the last episode was building upon. I mean, the reason why the last episode didn't feel so much as only a build up episode is because they were still like escaping and Makarov was seeing everybody. Excuse me. Makarov was getting to see his, family, and so that was just like a touching emotional like time. But now it's like, oh, well, we kind of gotta get things done. Like we know about all the stuff that Mavis explains to us like at the halfway mark, and then from that halfway mark we spent a whole nother full episode practically talking about it. So this is probably coming sooner or closer to the end than I imagined. So um, it's probably got like maybe 6, 7 episodes, unless Fairy Tale keeps going in with these like episodes of like just deep down to the detail, like explaining verbatim everything. I could see them really like playing out some fights for a much longer period than maybe than what they were intended to be, like adding some extra just battle context to what probably couldn't be put in the manga in such detail. So that would be amazing to see, in my opinion. But at the same time, I don't expect too much from this because with it already being the final season, it already seems like they. Oh my God, I thought I had them. It seems like they could be just trying to use as much time for this stuff so they can just put a quick, easy, good battle at the end and kind of just be an end all be all. Which you guys got to remember the oh my God, you got to remember the author was kind of rushed, I think, or he seemingly started to rush the end of this story. So um, if it does come out exactly as the manga did, I don't think people would be like necessarily the happiest because like the final battle just seemed like it could have been like way way rushed down. And I only say that because I never thought Fairy Tail was coming back, so I already checked out part of the manga and like verbatim everything that's happening right now is happening. So it's nice to see that they're actually following uh, a lot of the storyline, but in the manga, of course, this was relatively easy to see this whole like explanation coming compared to thinking that it's gonna last for like 2+ episodes, so or an episode and a half. So with that, my anime people, I will talk to you guys in the next one. I got some other videos I'll have cooked up pretty soon. Once what tomorrow, Sunday comes around, and then Monday I can't wait for Slime. That's the one show I've been like just waiting on, man. Just all these shows are nice and everything, but that show is like Thank you very much. So I hope you guys have a good one. I'm about to get bodied by this guy because I don't know any of 2B's like full on like damaging combos, and this is pretty hard trying to just do this right after playing other games. So my bad for the content of not beating this guy on here, but I hope you guys have a good day, night, evening, whatever the case, and I will talk to you in the next one. Um, I'm not sure for sure if we're gonna get something Sunday, so I might have just something planned for that day if there's nothing. So, all right, guys, talk to you later. Peace. Oh God.